when we get down on our back, we're going to do like an asymmetrical hold, and we're going to move an arm, and we're going to move our eyes, and we're going to do some stuff where you're doing kind of bilateral stimulation. You're working one thing on one side, and your eyes are going to do a thing. I'll say, don't worry about it being perfect. Just play. Just let your body do, because sometimes even when I designed it and I'm going along and my eyes going and then my arm goes whoop, and it just was like, so it was, think of it as more of just see what happens when you do that thing. All right, so make your way down onto your mat, down onto your back. Take your time as you come on down. If you're like me and you're really cool, you've got your squishy blanket right behind those curves of your back. Get yourself all settled in. Shoot for kind of constructive rest, legs a little bit wide, knees dropped in, roughly neutral back, and then just give your body a moment, give your nervous system a moment to settle in. A lot of times when we finish our practice or get towards the end of the practice is when I might throw in some humming exhales, but we're going to start with a little bit of humming. So once you get your physical body roughly settled in, take a moment just to notice the quality of your breath. Notice your breath coming in through your nose. Notice your breath going out. Notice if it feels like a sort of short breath in comparison to maybe say your longest, deepest, slowest inhalation, exhalation. What's the depth of your breath? Notice the airflow. Does one nostril feel like it's breathing a little bit freer than the other? All right, now as your breath starts to slow and deepen, you're going to go arms, let's say in 45-degree angle or anatomical position. And then we're going to do a little lateral medial rotation with the arms. So we're going to start to find the arm shoulder movement first. So you're going to go palms flip down, or thumbs in towards the side of the body, and then palms flip up, thumbs out and away from the side of the body. So find that lateral medial rotation, get that going on. And it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't need to match your breath. We just want to find that soft little bit of rotation going on there. And then once you've got that little rhythm going on, then keep that going. Come back to noticing your breath. Take an inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, let out a nice low hum. And then when you feel called to do so, take an inhale, fill up with breath, keeping that lateral medial rotation going on with our arms. And then as you exhale, let out a nice low hum. And then when you feel called to do so, come back to that in breath, filling up the rib cage. Think now big 360 breath. Get a little bit fuller in the breath. And then as you exhale, let out that nice low hum. And then once you've completed that last humming exhalation, the next time your palms are in the facing up position, thumbs out and away from the side of the body, start with some low end snow angel arms. So you're just going to move your arms a little bit in and out. And then we're going to move them a little further up, and we're going to shoot to come up to just T position. So straight out from the shoulder. So a little bit down towards the hips, a little bit out towards the shoulder height. And then the next time you're out at that shoulder height T position, palms facing up, now you're going to look your eyes in a steady gaze up towards the ceiling. So arrange the back of your neck so it's nice and long. And then once you have your eyes fixed on the ceiling, keep your eyeballs fixed on the ceiling and start to turn your head from side to side. Eyeballs are going to stay fixed on the ceiling. Head turn is going to continue, but now you're going to add a little palm flip. So as your head turns to the right, that left palm is going to flip down. And as your head turns to the left, your right palm is going to flip down. And then you're going to adjust everything so it all matches up. So your eyeballs are going to stay fixed on the ceiling. Your head is turning from side to side. When you turn to the left, your right palm flips down. And when you turn to the right, your left palm flips down. All right, the next time your head is turned to the right, your right palm is flipped up. Now you're going to let your eyes turn and look at your right hand. And then you're going to think yawning stretch. You're going to inhale, spread your fingers, reach your right hand out and away from you as far as it will comfortably go. And then as you exhale, soften, turn your head to the left, flip your left palm so it's facing up. Look with your eyeballs to your left hand, and then take an inhale and find that idea of that yawning, reaching stretch. Stretch your fingers out away from your armpits, spread your fingers, take an inhale, looking to your hand. And then as you exhale, soften, bring it all back into that anatomical position, and then come down to the legs and just take some gentle windshield wipers. Not even looking for full range of motion, just looking for a little bit of motion. One more little gentle windshield wiper, and then just right leg is going to do a little bit of a half butterfly flap. And how far out it goes, think of it more as just kind of waking up the thigh bone in the hip socket, getting a little synovial fluid in, getting a light and gentle engagement into the inner thigh. But we're not looking for anything extreme. Beautiful. One more half butterfly flap on that right leg. And then the right leg is going to stretch out nice and long. Your left arm is going to stretch up. So think a little bit of an opposite hand, opposite foot situation into big good morning stretch. So the next time your right knee is up towards the ceiling, slide your right leg nice and long. Stretch your left arm up above your head. Point your toes, spread your fingers of your left hand. Take an inhale and stretch from your fingertips to your toes. Take a nice big breath. And then your exhale is going to take you into a little bit of softness. Walk that right leg back in, step your left arm back in, and now move it over to your left leg. Left leg is going to do that little half butterfly flap. Go for one or two more half butterfly flaps. And then the next time that left knee is up towards the ceiling, opposite arm, opposite leg, stretch your left leg nice and long to the end of your mat, stretch your right arm above your head, and then point your toes, spread your fingers, take an inhale to find that pandiculation, that stiffening stretch from fingers to toes. And then your exhale brings you into a little softness, walking it back in. Now take it into pelvic tilt. As you exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. If like me, if you've got that blanket behind you, it will slightly reduce where you feel that press coming in. Don't worry about that reduction. Just go for whatever you feel come up. Exhale as you press your belly button to the spine or low back to the ground. Inhale as you release to the natural curve of your back. All right, now right arm is going to come out anatomical, maybe slightly away from anatomical. So just somewhere between the anatomical and the T, right? And then you're going to dorsiflex your right foot. you're going to take your left hand, and as you pick up your right leg, holding it in that dorsiflex position, your left hand and your right knee are going to meet, and then they're going to come back down and return to their start position. So you're just going to come up and in, touch, and then lower it down. So think a little bit of a little yogic variation of a cross crawl, but sticking with just that one side for right now. And then once you've got that going on, you're going to let your eyes start to fix on the ceiling. So your eyeballs are going to fix onto the sky. All right, now the next time your right foot touches down, just for a moment, dorsiflex your left foot as well. So now both feet are going to stay in that dorsiflex position. And then once your left foot's in dorsiflexion, pick up your right knee, left hand, right knee are going to get a tender hold. So it's like sometimes we do a big push. I want there to be a sturdiness to this frame, but it doesn't need to be like extreme. You don't need to be like grunting and efforting the whole time. So once you've got this little opposite hand to opposite knee asymmetrical hold, eyes are going to fix on the ceiling, and you're going to start by just looking your eyeballs at a left diagonal. So your eyes are going to be fixed on the ceiling above you, and then look up to the left. Right now, eyes are going to come back to being fixed on the ceiling. Right arm is going to come back up to T position, and the T arm is going to come over, touch your left shoulder, and then open back out. So now we're going to take a little bit of movement with that left arm, and it is going to cross your visual cortex. So arm is going to open in and out, but your eyes are going to stay fixed on the ceiling, and just let that arm cross your vision, but don't look at the hand or try not to follow the hand with your eyes. And then as your arm goes out into the open position, your eyeballs are going to look up at a diagonal. So when you come in, the shoulder touch, eyes are fixed on the ceiling above you. As the arm opens out to T position, you look up to the left at a diagonal. And again, don't worry about it being perfect. Just look for it being a little bit playful and a little bit of a stimulation for your brain. Lovely. Take one more time there. Eyes fixed back on the ceiling, arm comes out to T position, right leg touches down, left arm opens out. And now we're going to take left arm to that slightly somewhere in between 45 degrees in T position. Right hand, left leg are going to come up and down. So come back to that cross crawl action, but sticking now with that left leg, right hand. And the right foot is in dorsiflex position. If you can keep it and maintain that dorsiflex position, keep it there. It's just going to put that little tug on the fascia. So it's sort of an inside stuff that you don't really see, and it's not like deep feeling, but it just kind of keeps everything in sort of a nice little tension so we can move in a coordinated way. All right, now the next time your right hand, left knee meet, hold that nice, gentle, sturdy frame. Take your left arm and start to move it in and out. Touch your shoulder, open it out nice and wide to T position. Now that arm and the hand is coming across your vision, so your eyes are fixed on the ceiling. We're not following the hand as it moves. And now you're going to add that lateral movement of the eyes, or that diagonal pattern. So your hand comes across, you're looking at the ceiling, it opens back out to T position, and you look up at the right at a diagonal. And then just kind of notice what your eyes tend to do. Do they occasionally get distracted and you have to come back in and go, oh, back to the ceiling, not looking to my shoulder, do all those little funny things that might show up, and then you just come back into it. That's kind of what mindfulness is all about, noticing when you get distracted and then just bringing yourself back to it. All right, take one more moment there, and then feet are going to touch down to the ground. Relax that dorsiflex position. Arms are just going to come out for a second. Give everything a little shimmy shake. Wiggle out your bum, wiggle out your back. Make sure it all feels good. Dorsiflex your feet again if you can. Arms are going to come up in front of the chest, palms facing in. 3 little hip bridges. Follow your breath. As you exhale, push into your heels. Lift your butt up away from the ground. And then as you inhale, slow lower back down. Exhale, lift your butt up away from the ground. Inhale, slow lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, slow lower. Keep your feet in dorsiflex position. 3 little curl ups. Hands come alongside the hips, palms facing down. Exhale, belly button to the spine. Pick up your sternum just as if you're trying to look to the space between your thighs. And then inhale, return nice and slow and controlled. Follow your breath. Exhale, curl up just a little. Inhale, slow lower down. Exhale, curl up just a little. Inhale, slow lower down, hands down, relax the dorsiflexion of your feet. Right leg is going to kick up towards the sky and you're just going to give it a good shake. You're just going to shake, 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 shake the leg. It doesn't need to be super vigorous, but let it be just kind of what feels gently invigorating. One more shake, 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 and then reduce the shaking, take it into point and flex of the foot. All right, now into foot circles. Circle your foot in one direction. Circle your foot the other way. Reduce the circling, point your toe, bend your knee, heel towards the butt, flex your foot, press your heel up towards the sky. Point your toe, bend your knee, heel towards your butt, flex your foot, heel to the sky. Point your toe, bend your knee, heel to the butt, flex your foot, heel to the sky, keep it in flex position, bend your knee, heel to the butt, point your toe, stretch your toe up to the sky. Flex your foot, heel to the butt, point your toes, stretch it up to the sky, flex your foot, heel to the butt, point your toes, stretch it up to the sky, soften your foot, give your leg a shake, shake, shake. Now you're going to shake it like you're shaking it down the wall just a little bit. And then you're going to shake it like you're coming towards the footboard of your floor or the footboard of your wall. And then shake it back up the wall. Shake it back up to the sky. And then float that foot down, pause for a moment, notice one leg will feel a little bit different than the other. And then once you've taken the time to notice, kick your left leg up to the sky and give it a good shake, shake, shake. One more little shake, 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 and then take it into point and flex of the foot. Now take it into foot circles. And then circle the other way. Awesome. And then take it into flex foot, pull the heel towards your butt, point your toes, stretch your leg up to the sky. Flex your foot, heel to the butt, point your toes, stretch your leg up. Flex your foot, heel to the butt, point your toes, stretch it up, keep it in that toe point position, heel to the butt, flex your foot, heel to the sky. Point your toes, bring it down, flex your foot, heel to the sky. One more time, point your toe, bend your knee, flex your foot, heel to the sky, come back to your leg shake. All right, now shake it down the ceiling or shake it down the wall just a little bit. Shake it down towards the floorboards. Shake it back up the wall. Shake it back up to the sky. And then let that shake and come to stillness. Float your foot down, walk your feet out nice and wide towards the edges of your mat. Big windshield wipers with a head turn in the opposite direction. So knees go to the right, head turns to the left, knee goes to the left, head turns to the right. All right, now we're going to do that organized get up. So the next time your knees come into center, you're going to pull your left knee towards your chest, hold on to the back of your thigh, send your right leg a little bit long, push your back of your thigh into your hand and use that push to help you come up to a seat, and then push again and use that push to come down in a nice organized way, and then switch. Bring the right knee in, hold on to the back of the thigh, left leg goes long, push your leg into your hand and use that push to come up in a nice organized way, and then push your leg into your hand, come down in a nice organized way, and then switch. Bring the left knee in, right leg goes long, push your thigh into your hand, use that push, come up in an organized way, use that push to come down in a nice organized way, switch sides. Bring the right knee in, left leg goes long, push your thigh into your hand, come up, push your thigh into your hand to come down, switch sides, left knee comes in, use your exhale this time, push your leg into your hand, exhale, come up, inhale, return, switch sides, right knee comes in, use your exhale, we're going to go one more time through, exhale, push, come up, exhale as you come down, or just coordinate it in a way that makes good sense, and switch, knee comes in, push the thigh into the hand, exhale, come up. We're going to stay up this time. So come up, stay up, and then take your legs right into a soft butterfly position. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. And then take a second to just kind of wiggle into your sits bones to get nice and comfortable. Peace fingers, grab the big toe, lift it away from the second toe, give it a little pinch, pull it forward, hang out there for a second and notice your breath. If your feet will allow, and I know the space between big toe, second toe can sometimes be a little bit tight. So one hand is going to hold the toe up and away. And then your other hand, index finger, thumb, hopefully, or maybe whatever fingers work good. You're going to kind of see if you can squish those fingers into the space between big toe, second toe, and you're going to grab the web. Think of it like, you know how that old school headache remedy, when you had a headache and you would pinch the web of your thumb, you're going to pinch the web of the between big toe, second toe. So you're going to get in there and arrange it in a way that makes good sense to your body, and then give it a good pinch, make a little sensation. And then once you've got that little pinch, if you want to, you can let go of your big toe and then just take a nice big filling up breath. We're going to go one more breath, but on our exhale, we're going to let out a nice low hum. So take a nice big rib cage filling up in breath. And then as you exhale, a nice low hum. And then once you've completed that humming exhale, let go of that web of that foot, and we're going to take it over to the other side. So you're going to get that left big toe, if that's the side you're working on, up and away from the second toe, and then maybe index finger, thumb. Pinch the web between the big toe, second toe, and then hold it in a nice, you want to feel like it's just kind of stimulating. You're not trying to injure yourself, but you want to feel like it's given that good stimulation. So see what you can find, and then come back to your breath. One more breath, but with that humming exhale. So take that nice big 360 rib cage filling breath. And then as you exhale, a long, slow, low hum. And then once you've completed that humming exhale, go ahead and let go of that pinch. Give your toes a little twinkle. Now you'll adjust your legs so it makes good sense to you. But now you're going to take your cigarette roll fingers and you're going to grab your Achilles tendon and you're just going to give it a little pinch and roll, pinch and roll. When we do the Achilles tendon roll, we are looking for a slight slippiness. We want the skin and the connective tissue to gloss and glide over that tendon. So sometimes it takes a minute to let that sort of wateriness come into play. So give it a good little pinch and wiggle. And then I kind of move down towards the heel and up towards my calf muscle just a little bit. So a little up and down, a little forward and back with that pinch and roll. Just stimulate the Achilles tendon just enough. Excellent. One more good pinch and roll, and then help your knees come up and together. Lean back just a touch. Give it just that little soft windshield wiper action. Put that fluid back into the thigh bone hip socket. As we flip our way around to tabletop position, cushion the parts that you like. Cushion your knees, cushion your shins, cushion your wrists. Give yourself all the lovely comfort that you like. When you feel ready for it, swing it around, find your tabletop position, come onto all fours. And then as you find your way there, we're going to do just a little sturdiness of the head positioning. So you want to feel like as if you're trying to gently press the back of your head. So if it helps you find it, just put your hand onto the back of your head for a second. And then imagine that you're just trying to press the back of your head up towards the ceiling just a touch. Gaze is down directly in front of you. Take a moment there to find the sturdy head position. And then your eye gaze. And then you're going to try to maintain the sturdy head position with the head anchoring backwards and your eyes fixed on the floor in front of you. But now you're going to start to turn your head, but your eyes are going to stay fixed. So it might reduce how much range of motion you can find. So don't worry about the range of motion. Worry about keeping your eyes fixed and your head in that slightly back position. So basically, we don't want our head to fall into the space of our biceps, keeping the ears roughly in line with the shoulders. All right, take one more moment there. And then if you can, get your toes curled under and now take your table and draw it in a couple of circles. Circle in one direction. When you're ready, take it in reverse, go the other way. Nice. One more circle around. Keep your feet in dorsiflex position. Move your hands slightly forward so wrists come a little ahead of the shoulders and arms are a little bit wide. And now we're going to go wave through the spine, but with this like slightly adjusted arm position. So start by just going butt back towards the heels. Stretch out your arms just a little bit. Notice how your butt feels. Notice that toes in dorsiflexion. Make sure that all feels good. And then you're going to let your elbows touch down. Scoop your heart forward. Wave through your spine. And then around your back, pull butt back towards the heels, elbows touch down, heart scoops forward, wave through your spine. And then we're just going to take 3 more rounds. Exhale as you go back. Inhale as you come forward. And then the next time your butt's back towards your heels, stay there for a second. Take a nice big breath. On your next inhalation, lift your butt up away from your heels. We're going to hop the right leg forward. Think kind of a 90-90 lunge. You're just going to hop that right leg forward and then just give a second to just get a little bit sturdy and stable here. And then we want to take this and just give it a little gentle rock forward and back. We're not looking for like any crazy range of motion. We're looking for that coming in and out of like where that stable point is. So a little bit forward, hands are probably helping you. A little bit back, there's probably a little bit of grip in your muscles. So take it just a little bit forward and back. And then we're going to walk the front leg out to about 45 degrees. So when you're ready, toe heel that foot out just about 45 degrees. And then similar motion here, a little forward and back, and let your hands help support you. And then if it helps, if like a little space maker helps, here's where that yoga block might be nice to just bring it in front of you to give that little space maker. Makes your arms a little longer. All right, one more little rock forward and back, and now you're going to toe heel that foot out even wider. So now you're going to go out to the widest position that it will comfortably go. And then a little rock forward and back. Again, we're not looking for crazy range of motion. We're looking for like, where's that instability point at? And like, how do you come back into that center stable point? From this shape that we're going to walk, I think this is sort of a modified warrior 2 position. Now we're going to walk out to the left at an angle. So your right leg is out to the side and your hands are going to walk over to the left off the edge of your mat. So take a nice big breath. And when you feel that nice stretch through that right side rib cage, right side low back. Take a nice big breath. I should say towards the low back, not in the low back. Take one more breath. Hands are going to walk back to center. Leg is going to adjust. So now it goes out to gate pose position. So now you're just going to step the leg out even further, but now let the toe and the knee point forward. And then once you've got your way there, take 3 rocks forward and back. And this one, go for just like now shoot for a little bit of range of motion, but just what feels good and comfortable. Right now, the next time you come forward, left hand, so the right leg's out to the side, left hand's going to thread through. So you're going to go left ear, left shoulder towards the ground. Don't worry if they don't touch down. Press into your right arm to draw that right shoulder back just a little bit and take a nice big breath. All right, when you're ready, slowly, slowly, slowly unwind. Step that right knee in, give your hips a little bop side to side. And then, of course, we're taking all of that work to the other side. So left foot's going to step forward, think 90-90 lunge, but it's a soft version, and we're just taking it a little bit forward and back. So we're just finding that nice rocking motion. Again, yoga block is going to be that little space maker. So if you've got short arms like me, sometimes it's nice to have just that little extra space between your belly, chest, and thigh. Nice. One more little rock forward and back. And then when you're ready, toe heel that foot out about 45 degrees and then back to that rocking forward and back motion. Beautiful. All right. Now, when you're ready, toe heel that left leg out nice and wide. Go out as far to the left as it will comfortably go. Once you're there, take a couple of rocks forward and back. All right. Now we're going to walk it off to the right. So you're going to keep your legs in that setup, walk your hands over and off the right side of your mat. So now you feel maybe something down in the low end back side of the rib cage, edging towards the low back, and then see if you can just find that little gentle feeling of stretch and take a nice big breath. Excellent. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, walk your hands back in, adjust your left leg so it walks out even wider. Now you're in that gate pose position with the toe and the knee pointing forward. And then once you've got your way there, take about 3 rocks forward and back. Now we're looking for that bit of range of motion. And then once you've done just enough rocks there, then we take it into that thread. Take your right hand, thread it through and underneath your left, right ear, right shoulder towards the ground. And then we push into the left palm just a touch so we can draw the left shoulder back. When you're ready, slowly start to unwind. Bring your hands back in, bring your leg back in, give that little bop and the little wiggle. We're going to go elbows and forearms down, palms facing up. So you're going to bring your elbows and forearms down, get the palms facing up, go elbows roughly underneath the shoulders. Once you've got your way there, press into your elbows like you're just trying to put a little bit of space into the upper back body. Once you feel that sturdiness in the upper back body, step your right leg to the back end of your mat. Step your left leg back to meet. Bring your butt down just a touch and then hang in that planking position for 3 cycles of breath. And then when you're ready, slowly and gently float your knees down to the ground. Float your hip points down. Flip your palms so they're facing down, taking it right into your Sphinx position. Press your heart forward. Press up through the top of your head. Soften so you can move. Swing your fingertips out to the corner of your mat. Little seal. Lift your elbows up. Lower your elbows down, swing the fingers back in, press down into the elbows, press the heart forward, press up through the top of your head, and then soften so you can move. Swing the fingertips out, lift your elbows up, float your elbows down, swing the fingertips back in, press heart forward, press up through the top of your head, and then soften so you can move. Swing the fingertips out, lift your elbows up, float your elbows down, swing fingers back in, press down into your elbows, spread your fingers, press your heart forward, press up through the top of your head, flex your right foot, heel comes towards the butt. Hold that steady, like you really want to drive that heel towards the butt. So a little bit of effort so that you feel like your top of your thigh is helping you. Keep that heel squeezing towards the butt. Press your heart forward just a little bit more. Gaze forward, take a nice big breath. Excellent. And then float that foot down, switch sides. Flex your left foot, pull the heel towards the butt. Press down into the elbows, press heart forward, press up through the top of your head. Drive that heel towards the butt. Make the thigh work just a little bit. Take a nice big breath. Excellent. And then soften, float it down. Lower all the way down to crocodile position. Legs a little bit wide, elbows a little bit wide. Stack your hands, let your forehead rest right into hip slushing. Just give your hips that good slush from side to side. We're going to take just a little extra time with the hip slush. Sometimes we're slushing just to kind of like stimulate the front of the body, little tummy time. Sometimes we're slushing to get that slush to move up the vertebrae of the spine. So this one, we're going to shoot for just getting the hips to rock so that your spine gets that nice, gentle rocking motion. And then just allow your breath to come in nice and slow and intentional. Keep your hip slush going. And then the last 3 cycles of breath, we'll do that humming exhale, just that gentle reminder. You can always skip the stuff you don't like. So if you don't like making noise, don't do it. But the humming can be beneficial to our nervous system. It can help us tone and soothe our vagus nerve. It can help support our immune system because it helps produce nitric oxide. So it's got a lot of good benefits, but if you don't like it, just skip it. Nothing's of benefit if you don't like it. All right, so take a nice big inhale if you like. And then as you exhale, hum. And then when you've completed your exhale, take an inhale, big breath. Exhale and hum. One more inhale, exhale with the humming breath and the hip slush going on. And then once you've completed that last exhalation, let everything come to stillness for just a second and notice how your body feels. All right, now we're going to do one hatha style cobra. So lift your head away from your stack of hands. Bring your hands in alongside your shoulders, elbows gently tucked in at the ribs. Go tip of the nose to the ground. You're going to pick up your nose away from the ground, like you're putting the back of the head up towards the ceiling. Now look up, lift your gaze, lift your eyes, lift your chest. Hold in that high position just for a moment. And then slowly, 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 slowly return back down. Gently push your way up to tabletop position. Once you come into tabletop position, take it into cat-cow. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. And as you exhale, round your back. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. We're going to come into a neutral spine. Slide your right leg back, and then the right leg is going to hop over and across to the left. And then once you've got your leg as far over to the left as it comfortably goes, C-spine. Hug your left hip towards your left shoulder. So squeezing at the left side body. Look over your left shoulder, see your right foot, and take a breath. All right, and then slowly, softly release, taking it over to the other side. Left leg is going to slide to the back end of your mat. And then hop that left leg over and across to the right as far as it comfortably goes. And then hug in, C-spine, go right shoulder towards your right hip. Look over your right shoulder, see your left foot, take a big breath. Excellent. When you're ready, slowly release. Extended child's pose position. Go big toes together. Walk your knees out nice and wide. Bring your butt back towards your heels. Go back as far as feels comfortable. Not too much in the knees. Nothing zinging you in your butt. Go for just that right shape, and then let everything soften and settle for a second. Take a nice big breath. On your next inhale, lift your butt up away from your heels, spin your legs off to one side, swing it around so you're in that seated position, L seat, staff seat, whatever you want to call it. Legs out in front of you, sits bones a little bit behind you. And then once you've got your sits bones just a little bit behind you, put a little bit of a bend in the knees. Inhale, arms up, lymphatic drag. Exhale, fold toward your feet. Grab, drag up the pits of the knees, sides of your thighs, sides of your waist, armpit, back of the neck, reach up. Exhale, reach towards your feet. Grab your ankles, drag up the backs of the knees, sides of your thighs, sides of your waist, armpits, back of the neck, reach up and overhead. Exhale, reach towards your feet, a little squeeze, a little drag up the pits of the knees, sides of the thighs, sides of the waist, back of the neck, reach up and overhead. This time fold and stay there. So put a good bend in your knees, fold towards your feet. Catch hold of what you can, toes, ankles, backs of the thighs, whatever feels good. And then hang out there for a second and just look for a feeling of stretch in the back. So think stretch in the upper back body, shoulder blades, low back area. Take a nice big breath. As we come up to a seated position, we're going to take our right leg width. So come on up, grab your right knee, grab your right heel, externally rotate the leg, and give it a little gentle rock from side to side. All right, now keep your ankle in a nice, solid, sturdy position. So it's not getting like flimsy in your hand. So solidify that ankle and then move the figure four leg a little closer to your chest and then move it a little bit away. Move it a little closer to your chest. Move it a little bit away. Move it a little closer to your chest. Move it a little bit away and then release, switch sides. Grab your left knee, grab your left heel, rock the leg a little side to side. All right, now stratify that left ankle, bring that figure four a little closer to your chest, and then move it a little bit away. Bring it a little bit closer. Move it a little away. Bring it a little bit closer. Move it a little bit away, and then release. Take a second, bop the toes, wiggle the ankles, bop the knees. Open book twist, possibly with a yoga block if that's your jam. My personal favorite. Actually, a stack of pillows is my personal favorite, but yoga block will do. So come down onto your right side and then pop that left leg up onto your yoga block. I like medium setting long ways, so get yours where you want yours to be. And then once you've got your block figured out, right hand's going to anchor that leg onto the block. Left hand's going to touch the ground in front of you. And as you exhale, open up into a twist. Inhale as you come back in. Exhale, open up. Inhale to come in. Exhale to open up. Inhale, come in, and this time we're going to open up and stay there. Exhale, open up into your twist. Get nice and comfortable there. Let the arm get a little heavy. Let the rib cage feel like it can rotate. Take a moment just to notice the quality of your breath. On your next inhale, bring it back in nice and slow, unwinding from the twist. Roll onto your back, grab your yoga block, take it along for the ride, pass your yoga block over to your left, shimmy and shift over so you come onto that left side, and then pop that right knee up onto the yoga block. Get that situated first. Left hand's going to anchor that leg down, and then right hand's going to do the open and close. Right hand touches the ground in front of you, and as you exhale, open up into your twist. Inhale as you come in. Exhale as you open. Inhale, come in. Exhale, open. Last one, inhale, come in. And then this time as we exhale, open up and stay there. And then take a moment just to notice the quality of your breath. All right, on your next inhalation, come and close that twist. So everything roll onto your back. And then we're going to take our yoga block along with us, putting it low setting for a little, think hip flexor stretch. So lift your butt up, slide your low setting yoga block underneath your butt. And then once you got that low setting underneath your butt, walk both legs nice and long. Flex your feet. Keep that stretched out position with the legs. Inhale, arms are going to come up above your head. Exhale, arms come back down. Inhale, arms up above your head. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, arms up above your head. And at the end of that inhale, think big good morning stretch. Push through your heels. And then as you exhale, soften, arms come back down. And now inhale, big good morning stretch all the way. Inhale, push through your heels, spread your fingers. The biggest point of it is up at the top. And then exhale, soften everything, float everything back down. One more time with that big pandiculation. Inhale, push through your heels, spread your fingers at the top. We find that biggest, longest stretch. And then exhale, soften, hands come back down. Step your left leg in, keep your right leg out nice and long. Lift that right leg up and just up an inch, down an inch. Just a little stimulation to the front pockets of the jeans. All right, one more little up an inch, down an inch, and then switch. Right leg is going to come bent position. Left leg is going to go out nice and long. Up an inch, down an inch. Excellent. One more up an inch, down an inch, and then step that foot in. We're going to dorsiflex the feet. Lift your butt up away from that block. Hold at the top. Slip that yoga block out from underneath you. Squeeze your butt muscles. Don't let them go. Squeeze them again. Don't let them go. Squeeze them one last time. Hold that squeeze and then go down one vertebrae at a time. So think upper back, middle back, low back. Hips touch down, relax the squeeze of your butt muscles, relax the dorsiflexion of your feet. Let your knees drop in. And then just for a second, you're going to go over onto the right side of your abdomen. You're going to go from the down to the up, and you're just going to make a little fist. And I even kind of hold my clothes in place so that they don't kind of drag along with. So you're just going to push and drag from the down quadrant of your abdomen up. So just going in that up pattern on the right. And we're going to do about 10. And then once you've done about 10 there, from the right to the left, over and across. So at the top portion, right underneath the rib cage, make a little fist. I hold my clothes in place, drag your hand across, looking for about 10. All right, now we're taking it to the left, but on the left, we go from the up point down, so about 10 down. And on that left side, 10 down, but it can also go at that down point, a little scoop in. So you can go down and then in just a touch. And then once you've done just enough there, take a second to just let your hands rest on your abdomen. Let your body take a moment just to notice how you feel. Now you might choose to just land here and soften and settle, let your eyes close down, or maybe you walk to a slightly more comfortable position. Go where you can reduce as much effort as possible. Let your eyes close or just reduce incoming sensation. Maybe your eyes just rest on the ceiling above you. If your eyes are closed down, gently flutter them open and then do 3 soft, slow, intentional blinks. You're just going to slowly and softly blink your eyes open and closed. Super, super soft. All right, now eyeballs are going to stay fixed on the ceiling. Eyes are open. Turn your head gently side to side. All right, one more gentle turn from side to side, and then head comes back to center. Right arm, left leg, float up to the sky, gentle position, and just give it a little gentle shake. And then once you've shaken them just enough, float those limbs down and switch sides. Left leg, right arm up into a gentle position and shake. All right, and then once you've shaken them just enough, walk your legs long, stretch your arms up above your head, big good morning stretch, point your toes, spread your fingers, take that inhale to yawn and stiffen and stretch. Exhale brings you into a little bit of softness. If you're going to roll to the right, step your left leg in. If you're going to roll to the left, step your right leg in. So bend one knee, push into that foot, roll off to one side, bring yourself up in a nice organized way to a comfortable seated position. And then once you've come up to that seated position, we're just going to do one good morning stretch to one side and one to the other. So go palm facing out, and you're going to go for that 45-degree reach and a little bit of that rounding of the back. So get that inhale to push through your palms, spread your fingers and breathe like you're trying to breathe into that whole back side of your shoulder blade. And then exhale takes you into a little softness to release, and then take it over to the other side, palm facing forward, a little round and reach, and then an inhalation for that pandiculation. Inhale, stiffen and stretch. Exhale takes you into a little softness. And then as you come back in, stack your hands right on top of your heart and just take a second to gently bow your mind to your body. Breathe in a whole bunch of love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. And a soft exhale to let go. Soften your jaw, soften your shoulders, soften your armpits. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. You guys are amazing. We made it.